odd for a black screen to be alive there. What's going on with that? Let me see what's going on with that. Nah. What are you trying to get? Oh, go there. There
Once
we
you
go.
go Black Star.
Let's not go there. There seems to be trouble in Twitch community. I don't think I want to go there at all. So welcome to Chaotic Calling Streaming. My name is Starwind. I am running a game of D&D for some friends here tonight. This is my Elsparia Trails to the Past, and joining me we have Christopher.
So, do you think this leash would fit around Arthur just fine, or...?
Then we have Kronk.
Good evening.
We have Arthur.
Why do all the bad things happen to me?
Then we have Jack.
Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy there, mateys.
He's trying to work on that. And then I believe Vol will join us as soon as she gets back from work. She's going to be running late as always, but that's fine. We know she's currently driving the carriage. So last we were here, we've escaped Eltara pretty much, created some commotions, and along the way we started making our way to Farson, which was the agreed upon location to try to track down Kidden, see what's up with the Tazarath, and been dealing with robotic mechanical machinery that seems to be placed out here as both surveillance and distractions, or maybe even just out to get you. Some of them are, and they all seem to bear the sign of the Tazarath. And eventually you guys are currently at the outskirts of the city of Farson. Is there anything else we should go over before we go into Farson? Like, is there anything I might be missing that needs to be brought up real quick before we get into this?
Did we mention the retriever head?
Oh yeah, we got a retriever head. No, I was kind of vague about a lot of stuff. So yeah, you've destroyed a retriever and managed to take its head with you. Big metal head. Along with
Yeah, just for the audience, in case you don't know, we did not decapitate a poor defenseless dog and
No,
rip its
it
head
was it was totally electronical. Don't worry. It will come to life and bite Jack in the ass later. We'll get there. We'll get there. But for now, yeah. Is there anything else you think that we might want to talk about before I show you what Farson looks like?
Jack is currently disguised,
Right.
as like Kenway from Black Flag, more or
Right.
less like that appearance, and
Yep.
that's his way of sneaking in since he has a bounty on his head.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that. Like, we found a piece of paper attached to the retriever, right? And it had a bounty for Jack. Like, I don't even think yeah, I think it might have said Jack on it too, right?
Yeah, it's the full name had the
Oh yeah, it had
likeness of him.
everything. It had everything. Yeah, that's right. Okay, yeah. They got all your information. Professor Smithersmont is definitely out to teach you a lesson. But I got to play with Incarnation, or what is it, Incarnate, and did a little thing here, kind of like, imagine if you would, like a road right here. And yeah, this is the city of Farson as best I could quickly make it. I'll make better cities if I get better with this program, but I was like, I just need something here, and two big buildings, and these are two big buildings. One of them has like a puff of black smoke coming out of it, like manufacturing facilities do, and the other one just seems to be off to the side, not doing much of anything during the early part of the day, as far as you can tell. But you are currently on the outskirts, which gives you the opportunity to decide how you guys want to approach this city, as it were. Well, guys, I'm just pushing this cart along. You guys talk it over before I go into town. That's my full impression.
Well, I guess I don't know if they know about a lot of you. I mean, Kaden might recognize some of you. If that's the case, I might want to just kind of step away from you a lot, at least a small distance away. Like, I'll keep sight of you. And, like, if you ever lose me, you could always message me or something.
He's gonna die, boss.
So just because it's true, that doesn't mean we should say it.
Oh, sorry, boss. You know me, I get excited.
Of course, I
Anyway.
think I should. Yeah, I think I'll start speaking like this now, just to get used to talking like it and make sure I don't slip up. It's not the best cover, but if I change my mannerisms a bit and speak a little bit more clearly, I think it'll work.
But yes, I suppose that it can't be helped that if truly Kennen has arrived here and at least believes that we are pursuing him, it would most certainly be difficult for, and looks around, any number of us to sneak in unnoticed.
Aye, and he's probably told people about me already. Wouldn't be surprised. Making sure people know how I talk. But so long as I keep my normal voice hidden.
And he talks a
think I
little
should-
like this. But if we cut his tongue out, it won't matter, right? Oh, that's a true point. Anyway, back to you. That was like a conversation Kenan had with someone because she said that.
I think the main step. Oh, I'm not used to this voice. I've kind of threw it together, but I think we need to find out what we want to do. Do we want to go by the shore? Should we find a building possibly where they might be making these constructs, or just stop at a tavern first?
So, well, there's nothing saying that we couldn't necessarily do both at once.
I suppose we could stop by the tavern, and I'll introduce myself a little. At least if anyone asks, I've come up with something, at least.
Just thinking, looking there.
Yeah, I'm just putting everybody's
Trying to get a
stuff in
rough
here.
estimate of like how long that coastline is.
Good question. Like, the coastline that they're actually using for ports, or what do you mean?
Oh, just like the general length of the coastline, as far as like what would
Like
count as the vicinity of Farson.
All right, so like, yeah, the vicinity kind of like ending here, but you know, the coastline continues northward and then it wraps around. Like, you're at the southwest end of Tynet Kingdom, so like you're right there where this city meets both the southern ocean and the western. Western. So like, yeah, you got ocean on both the bottom and the left. As far as like the city itself, not personally to scale. I do want to work with Incarnation a little bit more. I think I might actually sell to that. It's actually a nice little tool. I would say like this coastline that from this port here to this port here might stretch out about a mile and a half maybe, roughly given. Does that make sense?
Mm.
Or is there other information I can give you that might help? Like, it's not a very huge town, but it is definitely dependent on a lot of port transports. Matter of fact, even though you don't see it, there are... So, I wonder if I have some ships I could put in the docks. So, I'll look for some ship tokens to kind of, like, indicate where the busiest docks are, if that helps you guys. Okay, we got some... Yeah, we got some nice-looking ships here we could throw on there. But while I do that, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask.
So, well, what do you say, Dorian? Would you like to maybe take a flyabout?
Yeah, sure, boss, if that's what you want. Where do I start? This place is big.
Just for now, let's stick with the coastline just to see if there's anything particularly of note there. But if not, just make your way back toward me and we'll work from there.
Fair enough. And he'll go invisible and start flying off. Is there anything else you guys want to do as you're kind of like preparing to go into the city?
As Arthur begins to try and think he's going to speak, then stops, then kind of starts again. It is actually the issue of Shella. That's kind of a secondary thing.
So let's see, it has been since the last time we've checked. I believe it's just been a day, hasn't it?
And two, actually, I believe. Because we had yesterday's day, and then we did the scribe base of the day. We left.
We roughly a day and a half, if not more. I agree. What?
Right, since
'Cause
more
I think we
time
did it.
has been able to happen, I guess Christopher will at least give another scry try to see if anything has changed with her condition or her status.
No problem. Yeah. So before we even move in, we're taking 10 minutes to do a scry. Is that what I'm hearing?
So yeah, it's like
Right, hold on. I gotta turn that down. Trying to get some stuff going over there. All right. Let's see. She will actively make a wisdom save now. Where did I put her token? Did I put... Oh, I didn't even grab... Okay, so she's not even on the table yet. Alright, cool. We'll go do that. I am so wise! Boop.
yeah, the base DC is a 19, so
I totally had that! Okay. The area she's in is dimly lit, and you can't help but notice other kobolds around her, as she seems to be in a room that's kind of like blocked off, where they are like fiddling with some crystal items on a table, and she's still confused look on her face, like she doesn't know why she's here or what she's doing exactly. Give me a perception check as you're kind of like floating around on this visage to see what else you can get, and then I'll add to this. Because we have we have established you can move out 10 feet. However, it doesn't seem to give you anything more discerning
I will
than
go ahead and give a reroll just because I care about Shella.
Aw, that's sweet. I'm glad somebody does. Okay.
It's like I mean, like there's at least 3/5 of the members of this party that care about Shella. I don't think I have to
Yay.
name which of those three are.
The three that are not Jack. And Arthur. Maybe it's just a misunderstanding, right? I think I can get rid of that.
All right,
initiative
Shella,
order.
let's give you a second chance.
Okay. All right, that's good. I got you. I'll get it eaten up here in a second. All right. You got some tricks.
Technically,
with that
twice
too.
as better.
Yeah. You see Prod in the same room as her. And they just seem to be like, Prod is doing work. Like, he's fiddling with these gems, and you can see his hands glow for a moment, and then these gems start changing into different colors. The one in his hand turns a bright red, and then he sets it down quickly and kind of like fans his hands. And Shell is just kind of like looking confused as, why are we doing this? They say it's the only way they're going to let us go. And he just keeps going. And you can see the other kind of like kobolds in the silhouette background kind of like doing similar things, though some of these scaled kobolds, various colors, like Prod and Shella seem to be the only red scales. There's a pair of black scales that you kind of like catch at the edge of your vision, and then maybe a pair of white scaled kobolds that you catch. But after that, it kind of like falters off. You can't really see past that. This room is a little bit bigger than it looks, and it does have like a lot of kobolds just kind of like gathered in here, and you could just hear them constantly picking up little stones, focusing on them, and then setting them down, putting them away.
Christopher will definitely hold for the whole 10 minutes in case any notable conversations or if others like enter the room during that time.
Right.
But otherwise,
Yeah.
he'll just sit for the duration.
So I think for a moment you'll glance over at like the white scales, and they seem to be producing gems that are coming out a blue hue, and they're not fanning their hands afterwards. They just gently set it down, like they're being super careful with it. And I think that just kind of like catches your attention for a moment. But like the others, you can't really make out. Those are the only two gems you were able to see fully and understand that they exist. As far as, I'll roll a situation to see if they come in or do anything like that. Like if there's any interruptions during your 10 minutes. See if you properly time this or not. It seems for the rest of this 10 minutes, like it's early morning. It seems they got a routine they're working on, and it just keeps going like this for a while. You do see Shell kind of like wandering over to a door, and you do realize she doesn't have her staff with her. She doesn't have her things with her, and she does test the door a couple times and grunts and just kind of like sits back next to Prod.
So then, at the end of the 10 minutes, Christopher comes back from his daze.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, I'm not sure whether I should call this a good news, bad news situation or not, but it is certainly news.
Well, what is it?
So, well, bad news, I can't really pinpoint exactly where Shella is. However, I am starting to possibly piece together a situation. You all remember that Shella was looking for Prod? Prod, her fellow clutchmate?
Yeah, so it's part of the reason why we came here.
But it appears that they have both been captured into the same location.
Well, that makes things a bit easier, anyway.
Could be.
Although I've now considered a possibility.
Which is.
Last I knew of Prod's location, he was in hiding while riding on a ship.
Look out into the harbor. There are plenty of ships.
So he possibly got on a Tazareth ship.
Or at the very minimum, the ship was eventually taken over by the Tazareth and was thus captured. And just as well, the both of them are in a room entirely filled with kobolds working on various projects. It appears that whatever purpose they are meant to carry out either requires them or simply because they're a bit more, I suppose, adept or industrious at the work. I can't quite show.
Or maybe they're
Okay.
just using them as slave labor.
Note, Arthur just pulls out pen and paper and starts scrawling stuff down.
So, well, they certainly can be industrious, but also, as we've already established from our previous experiences, they sort of need a focus to keep things from going awry. So there must be something about kobolds themselves that make them particularly adept at the particular work that they're performing.
Yeah, give me a perception on Dorian when you get a chance there. since it
Yes,
has
it
in 10
seems
minutes.
that
Sorry.
yes, it does seem as though so whatever it is, and again, this is mostly conjecture. I had no proof, as in none of the members of the Tezzeret entered during my vision, so to speak. But if it does turn out to be connected in that way, we may be just fortunate enough to find the both of them in this venture. Though at the same time, we should be careful if they are on a ship. But that said, the room was particularly spacious, and I don't believe that that particular room could be housed within a ship, so that could be discounted.
Could be on a large enough ship. As Arthur finishes scrolling down stuff and then puts the pad away.
Well, I guess one detail, Star.
Mhm.
Did it seem like the material of the room, was it more wooden or was it stone or?
Oh, let's see here. It was more.
Especially since she did go to a door, so like
Yeah. Like the door itself was like, you know how like on a ship the doors are crafted in a certain way, right? Definitely did not look like it was crafted for a ship. It looked like it was definitely a framed-in door on a room that must be off of like as far as building materials. Let's see here. Like it's a mixture of wood and stone, I think. Like wood is being used for like beams in the wall, and then most of it's like caked up stone wall that kind of. And there's no windows in this particular section. So they just have like candle lights and the soft glows of these gems giving them light sources. But then again, they could see in the dark, right? So that's no problem for them. But as far as the vision that you had, you were able to see it like that. So yeah, it's a little bit industrial of nature, like more or less ship riding. It doesn't look like it's on a ship, if that helps.
Okay. So judging by what I saw, it didn't necessarily look like a ship, unless they've been starting to get very creative.
Possible.
After all, there are flying ships now, or but the development thereof.
There was. Damn it, Jack, why'd you blow up the airship?
I've done no such thing. And who's this Jack you speak of?
Exactly, right? Alright.
Who are you talking to?
Fourth wall.
I'm practicing. I need to practice the voice. I'm kind of slipping here and there.
Insight?
I mean, I guess. Is Jack crazy? Well, what do you think? Do you really need to incite this?
That's not my answer.
No, go ahead. I mean, it's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine. You want to make a perception or deception? I mean, I'll allow that too. Maybe he actually figures it out with a low 8.
Would be actually persuasion. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get it. He's just being Jack. What's new, right?
Although I will say, if you want to go ahead, start going in, I'm just going to ritual cast one little thing. More for me, but I might as well share it with the rest of you. The ability to breathe underwater. It will last on us for a good 24 hours, if need be. So let me concentrate on that. If we get inside and they ask, and they just say I'm sleeping. I picked me up on your travels. I was coming here anyway, and I took a little nap. And Jack will start to ritual cast water breathing. I'll just put up there.
And Vol will just ask you, want me to just wait till he's done with that before we start moving in, or do you want to move in now? Red Rockin' Racer is looking a little worse for wear, like he's looking for some food. And Red Rockin' Racer's like trying to bite some leaves off a nearby tree.
No, that is bad for your digestion. No, stop.
Expecting Croc to lie? What? Oh yeah, that's gonna be hilarious. I can't wait. Alright. no spoilers. Sorry, Kronk. So, what do we want to do at this moment? I know we've been buying time for Vol to get in here, but she might miss the first half, I'm afraid. Oh, did you give me a perception for Dorian? We could buy a little bit more time.
There was a. Oh, it got buried by the
it
insight
get
roll,
buried?
but rolled a solid 19.
Oh, 19. Okay, cool. Dorian goes straight through the smokestack of this one building right here at the top of these two. Like this one here is the manufacturing. If it'll ping, yeah, that one. And he goes right down the chimney to go look, cause you know he's an imp. Fire don't bother him. So he goes all the way down, and then he's inside this giant furnace. He's like, whoa, what is this? Oh, this is awesome. And then he tries to find a way out. He's like, huh, there's a door. Tap, tap, tap. Flies back up, and he's just kind of like searching around nearby windows, and there are a few, but there are definitely like parts of this place that he's catching that have no windows whatsoever. It's like, that's odd. There shouldn't be a way in here, right? Who makes a place like this that dark and gloomy? But hey, who am I to care? And I don't know if you want to like check in on him, but you're more than welcome to.
I guess as Christopher is like getting bored during the water breathing ritual casting,
Yeah.
just to find anything interesting, Dorian. We've
Yeah.
been waiting a bit for Jack to finish something up.
I went diving into this chimney, and there's like a big old furnace with a big old door on it. I don't know. They're doing some heavy heating elements down there. But then I flew back around, and there's a bunch of places we would expect windows to be, but there's not. I was like a little bit like their top level doesn't seem very window friendly, so I was like looking for a way in, boss, but doesn't look like I can go that way on the top floor. About to go look down on the lower levels. And he's kind of like
that
fluttering.
does sound suspicious. Do keep me posted.
Oh, absolute. Oh, here we go. Here we go. And he soars into an open window. And as he kind of like glances around, he can see what looks like several individuals who do not look happy to be here, but they're working, they're building, they're making things. There's various things being assembled here. It's like factory work, basically. Like they're definitely making small parts on one end, putting things together and assembling. Like there's an assembly line going on, and as Dorian's kind of like looking, he's actually seeing like the mechanical worms being put together on this assembly line. Huh, boss? Think I know where those worms are coming from now.
Oh, you mind if I take a look?
Oh, I mean, no, boss, don't do it. Yeah, you can. My eyes.
Oh. Although, notably, like when you, just for clarification of language
Yes.
here, when you say people not happy to be here, are we talking like regular factory workers, or are we talking like there are overseers?
How about you give me an insight check? That would be the proper tool to give you further information. But you definitely see a lot of scowls or a lot of I don't want to be here kind of attitude from them. Okay, so the impression you're getting, yeah. Like, this isn't like I hate my job. It's I hate the fact that I'm here because I'm being forced to be here kind of feel. You know, like how your mom does things, or your ex-mom. And all the lovely people that work under her willingly, unwillingly, willingly. Yeah.
All right. So Christopher will pull out from Dorian and also now inform the others. All right. A bit of some consideration as we come in. I do believe that one of you suggested that we burn the whole place down. Maybe don't do that.
That would have been Jack. And how so?
Well, either it's the townsfolk themselves or from other places or a combination thereof. It appears that the citizenry has been forced into labor to create those machines that we have encountered on the way here. We found one of the operating factories, by the way. But
As
if we
in,
went willy-nilly and just destroyed a number of buildings, we'd also be harming a number of innocent civilians.
I have to ask, as in forced, do you mean very low wages and horrific conditions, or just flat out slavery in this point?
So it did start to look like Corinthia in there.
Uh-huh. As he pulls out more paper, and he makes no secret of writing this, as what he scrawls out is every last fucking slaver in the city.
Hmm.
Just make it a small hit list.
If I can find him, I'm going to kill him. Got it.
I breathes
No.
a happy sigh. So nice to have a list again.
Fair enough. Water breathing
Yes,
has been cast successfully. I'm sorry. Go ahead there, Christopher.
It is like as an endpoint. So yes, let's perhaps use a scalpel rather than a warhammer.
Well, it never did say burn the whole place down with the innocents around. It was more, if there are just pirates here, then we can burn the whole place down. You know, if we find one of their ships that's just Tazareth, we blow it to hell.
There are options. But you are still on the outskirts, so until you guys decide to move in or whatever you want to do here, like, you still have the element of not being known that you're here yet, question mark? Now I'll move Dorian to locations that he's currently checking.
I think I should actually step out now, and your carriage can move in, and I'll follow a little behind. Just to say I walked all the way here, trips here and there, hitchhiking, where necessary, and I can tell my story.
So Jack,
Mm-hmm.
would you still be wearing the same clothing you usually wear?
No, he would have changed it
All right.
to a more piratey sort of look.
Okay, just wanted to make sure, because that would
Yeah.
really fuck up your disguise. Yeah, because he'd be like looking from afar. Yeah, that looks like a fire.
Yeah. And he's made sure to put his Wand of the War Mage in the bag of holding,
Mhm.
but he will keep the Wand of Magic Missiles out on his left side and his dagger open out on the right side.
Okay, fair enough. So Jack's going in by himself first? Question mark.
He was suggesting that the cart moves in before him.
Okay. Vol kind of like taking a nod, starts moving the cart forward if that's what you want.
Mm.
All right, so Vol will represent the party as far as where you're standing, because, you know, our tokens are a lot bigger than what this city actually is. So she starts making her way here. And as you guys are kind of like pulling in, Jack's still in the back of the area. I don't know if you're following at any distance. Are you following at a distance?
I'm following at a, make sure they're still in sight, but I'm just walking. Like I'm in no rush.
So would you say a comfortable 100 feet or so away, or
Like, I'd say 200 feet away,
about
just to be
200?
safe.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Meanwhile, the
so...
rest of the party just keeps whispering to each other about like, there's this strange man that's been following us.
I know, I just don't know what it is about me, but I keep having him follow me, it seems. Yeah, there's my full impression again. So, yeah, I think as you're entering, like, there are not... Okay, so you know how, like, guards look in their attire. Like, they look professional. They look like soldiers in a way. You can definitely tell that they're the guards, right? In this regard, though, you don't see guards. You see people with chairs out by the gateway as you're kind of, like, coming in. and some of them are, dressed lightly in uncladded gear, like they like a open chest gear. Like they're definitely trying to stay cool here, right? Because even if it's winter months, they're close to the coastline where it's nice and warm. Definitely more tropical type situation here. So half of them are like dressed down a little bit. A few of them are dressed in like leathers and whatnot, and maybe even one person's in chainmails because he's like a little paranoid. But for the most part, they kind of like look at your group as you're coming into town, and the three of them kind of like start snickering. But the guard that is, or the gentleman that's currently like the bigger armored, kind of like approaches the car and says, "You guys aren't from around here, are you?" State your business.
No apologies. We were just
Yeah.
I'm not particularly originally from this part of the world, and
Yeah. Are you looking to leave by ship, or you looking for work? What is your business in Farson, if you don't mind me asking?
so honestly, we're hoping to meet with somebody. We originally lost track of them, but
Oh.
supposedly we might be able to find them here.
Do you know their name? Maybe I can help you along.
It's, now I, the player, am going to think on
Yeah.
this particular aspect for a moment.
Yeah, what do you got?
So she did always. So she did always call herself and like turns to Vol, her master.
Oh, uh, for my reference, what are you aiming at here? Just let me know the intention above table so I can make sure I'm not thinking of something different.
No, he is like he is essentially like playing around with uh um the multitude of definitions that master can have.
Uh-huh.
Especially since, like, by all accounts, like Shella is sort of like a sensei master of sort compared
Oh, okay.
to
Okay, I was
Vol
just
as far as her training. But then also he knows that maybe a certain amount of slave trading has gone on here.
okay, I see where you're at now. All right, yeah, that's fair. Let me see how this plays out for me and mentally. Give me persuasion. I guess that'll be a good starter.
Yeah.
Nice. A dirty 20. No, you guys are looking for lost property then. Or wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Master. You're looking for your master. Wait, are you lost property? Do you need to be found?
Again, he'll just put a hand on Vol. Just like she does miss her dearly. She is quite dedicated.
Christopher, I don't know if I like what you're doing here. Yeah, I definitely don't like playing somebody's character when they're not here. But yep, to be fair, she's like, yeah, I totally miss her. Can you tell me
Oh no, and this by all counts, Vol doesn't have to lie here.
So if she's, I don't know, I feel like Vol needs to do like an insight check on you just to be like, are we talking about the same thing, right? Like, I know above table you're insinuating the fact that she has a relationship with Shella, but at the same
Okay.
time,
All right,
does that
I
make
can help
sense? Or
facilitate this.
Yeah,
I can help facilitate this.
Let's do that then.
Christopher messages, just go along with it. We're just trying to get our way in without causing any scenes.
Yeah, but who's the master? What am I supposed to tell him? Is kind of like what you get back.
So for now, Shella is your master, but just don't mention her
Wait,
by
what?
name or by race.
Oh, okay, Okay, I think I see this. All right, all right, all right. I think I got this. Yeah, my sensei, if you would, not like master of and she kind of like points at her neck if to indicate anything, but someone who has taught me a lot of things might be around here. Yeah, I think that's what we're trying to figure out. And she just kind of like pauses, and the guy's like picking up whatever this is you're putting down. It's like, so that's so. Well then, welcome to Farson. Behave yourselves. And the three behind him. Go ahead.
Yeah, like we are nothing but upstanding.
Right. Can't wait to see it. And the three behind him kind of like snicker as you guys start moving in. Hey Vol, welcome. I've been playing your character for a little bit and could definitely use your input here.
What happened?
Oh, we're trying to get into Farson without any trouble. But don't worry, I think we're through though. Welcome. So as you guys continue your way in, so let's catch Vol up real quick, right? So we've been hanging outside trying to get information before we go in, which is always good, right? We did a scry for Shella, found she is with Prod in a room creating gems of some sort or something's going on. And
With
Dorian
a bunch of
did,
other kobolds.
yeah, with a bunch of other kobolds. And then there's like a manufacturing company right here that Dorian's currently exploring, and he knows where all the mechanical worms are coming from now. Meanwhile, Jack, in disguise, as you can see from his new avatar, that's what he looks like. And you are leading us inward because you're the driver, right? And one of these Tazareth pirates decided to question you on why you're coming to Farson, and the best thing we can come up with is you're looking for your master, and then that created a scene.
Well, when you said looking for a master, like, are you mean like a lord,
Exactly.
or are you talking more like?
Well, in this reference, like, Christopher was insinuating you're looking for Shella, but don't mention her race or her name.
So in
Yeah.
other words, oh.
Yeah. So you had to be super vague about it, right? And
Then I feel like the most appropriate thing she would have said is like, I'm looking for my senior, someone that I usually used to work with and as my mentor. You know?
yeah,
and,
that's actually...
and that was the one that Star went with just before you popped in.
Yeah, so we're on the same mindset.
Nice.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, they kind of like snicker and laugh a bit as you kind of like walk in. But this one guy is dressed in like heavier armor than the rest. The rest of them are just skin cladded and whatnot. And they just kind of like let you through, but doesn't seem like they're just letting you through without being watched. So you could definitely see them watching you as you come through the city. Meanwhile, Jack is staying back about 200 yards, right? Or 200 feet.
He would have been like just walking steadily while that whole conversation was happening.
All right.
So he's not making apparent that he's waiting.
So, as they get a little further into town, and we'll definitely investigate where you guys want to go here in just a moment, but as you kind of like get past him, the guy kind of like taps the guy on the shoulders like, look, there's somebody else coming down the road. And that heavily cladded guy just kind of like blocks your path before you could enter in. Where are you from?